is how does black tax affect love and marriage decisions?
And
because some people don't understand how
yeah.
Not that you're forced, but because you know who you're the ones that have means.
Yeah.
You need to take care of home, right? A lot of partners, they're gonna be saying, but what about us? And when you try to make that person understand, oh, listen, I'm not saying I'm not gonna take care of us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take care of us, but I'm gonna take care of home too. Because you know, and I can't let them suffer.
Sure.
You are obviously paying, let's say, towards a bond. She's working, you're working, and there are things that you're obviously just running to achieve, Anton. So, do you think that, I think on my side, I would also say that it can be a bit unfair, you know, on what you guys are trying to build, because that 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 rands that you may be sending to family, or that you're contributing to family, could actually be what is either maybe fast tracking your bond, or maybe assisting with maybe starting a specific business that you guys are probably trying to build, and maybe also just getting you a car for convenience.
It's asking, are younger generations abandoning culture or tradition?
They are, but I don't blame them. I blame the parents, because even from the generations, the millennials, from there, the culture is slowly fading away. Because if you think about it, maybe the generations of our parents is the one that was able to uphold certain parts of the culture and traditions, and then come the millennials, people that were born maybe from the 80s, that's where it's getting lost. That's why some of them, they don't even have a problem with their kids not knowing how to speak their own languages.
And we are all just following the Western way of just doing things, you know. So we have lost it. Like now, for instance, like, you know, there are certain things that I still want to learn, my culture, you know, but the uncles are probably not there, or yeah, we also probably just don't have time. So
it doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, bruh. Bruh. Like, that's one thing I'm always be like, we don't slaughter enough for me to actually get how it's actually
practice.
Done.
It's
you
like
know?
practice.
Yeah, it's practically practicing.
It doesn't sit well with me, dog. One man, but where am I going to do it?
Mawuphuza izofika.
Oh, mangiphuza izovela.
Ngifuna sibambe kanjalo ke madoda.
Ucabanga njani?
Sibambe ngakho.
Ngesichazeke kanjani?
Amazi labazulu laba vele kanjalo.
Sibambe ngakho.
Uchazeke kanjani?
Cabanga kanjani? Ucabanga ukuthi usekhaya manje.
Sekhaya.
Uzogida makaqeda la.
Siphuza umcombothi.
Umcombothi wakhe angazi ukuthi ukufake. Osa-colorful. Sesicalele ke podcast kena ebayibiza Global Streetz Live. Ngifuna ukunitshela ukuthi siyabonga njenga ni local news bukela. Mina igama uHwitiyone. Igama lomngani wami lana bambiza bathi uLisego. Siphethe umunye umngani bathi uKagiso. Siyaqala ke Kagiso akusichazele ukuthi yini izinto ezifanele ukuthi sikhulume ngazo namhlanje.
Ingangasibuzi ukuthi wangabingeleli ndoda.
Ithi ngibingelele futhi. I don't think bangiswile. Bakanankinga. Ni right madoda. Nifunani kangaka.
Athi nifunani kangaka.
Nifunani kangaka. Uyakhala umfowethu athi no angibingeleli. Angazi ukuthi angizwanga or ufuna nje ungihlokoloza. Mara kena ithi umbuzo ukuthi uzuzwa unjani mfana wami, mfana kithi.
Ngizizwa ngiright mfowethu.
Uzizwa right.
Ngiright wena right?
I know siyaphila. Siphilele ngempela. Akungichazele ukuthi wena uzuzwa kanjani ke.
Ngilight mfo.
Kunjani? Uphuza ilini. Uphuza into ebayibiza ilini. Uphuza ngilini. Uphuza igolo. Masichubeke ke. So ngikucelile ngathi ngicela ukuthi ukhulume ukuthi yini efanele ukuthi sikhulume ngayo.
Bingelela abantu babukele uGlobal Streetz.
Sengibingelelele. Angazi ukuthi bafuna ukuthi nithi yini. Okay, sanibonani bantu badala. I hope ni right, I hope ni sharp. Ngithe ngiyanibonga ukuthi ngisibukelele. Ngicela ukuthi siqhubeke ngele podcast ukuthi sikhona ukukhuluma izinto zempilo. Ezinto enani naziyo ukuthi sikhona. Ozokhona ukuthi nami mawuzibheka uzwazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. Siyabonga futhi. Masicale ke mfana ke.
Okay, wena ngiyachaza masikhuluma isiZulu kanje because enye topic.
That was a lot of work, ne?
Yo, bruh, my brain is freezing.
Lead the way we want to talk.
Yo, bruh. It's a lot.
Like this. The whole time.
One boy I get tense.
It was a lot of work.
Yo, it's a lot of, bruh. My mind is like, trying to pick up words, like, Yo, bruh, mutufetu batla kibingelele. Ubatla dintotse paya.
You can see your tank is running dry. He wants you to keep on.
On the side of the head.
Exactly, bruh. It's my mind, it's my brain. It's looking for words, bruh. Like, like they're running out. And when now you're trying to draw from this river, it's gone. It's dry, it's a drought.
Shit.
Yo.
It did feel like it's a lot of work.
One of the topics, ne? I'm glad even it was Zulu because it's going to link perfectly well to this. Ne? It's asking, are younger generations abandoning culture or tradition?
They are. They are, but I don't blame them. I blame the parents. Because even from the generations, the millennials, from there, the culture is slowly fading away. Because if you think about it, maybe the generations of our parents is the one that was able to uphold certain parts of the culture and traditions. And then come the millennials, people that were born maybe from the 80s, that's where it's getting lost. That's why some of them, they don't even have a problem with their kids not knowing how to speak their own languages, Venek. Which to me is crazy.
It is.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, from my perspective, yes, I do believe that, yes, culture is somehow lost in the process. But I think there are also just factors that tend to contribute outside of just parents who might not necessarily want to instill that, Now, I went to boarding school. Like, I'm going to make an example about myself because I went to boarding school when I was like 11 years old. And I grew up needing to speak English because my parents felt that I was somehow battling with like speaking English. So my father emphasized that we speak English. So even today, when I speak to my father, like we literally only speak English, because it's something that he was just doing to try and just get me to learn the language, get used to the language, and just be very much as fluent as he felt would be ideal for me. You get what? So just coming back to the boarding school thing is that I went to boarding school and I used to school with people from different parts of the world,
Sure.
So English was like a medium, and most of the schools that I had actually gone to did not want to follow a specific religion. Why? Because people were coming from different, religious groups and had different beliefs. So I felt like they didn't want to like conflict or have like a specific religion being followed. Whereas when you are maybe, a person that follows maybe ancestors, manje, we are giving you a Christian life, or we putting you into this Christian life that your family does not necessarily follow, Antoine. So I think that's why, from my perspective, I would not have spent enough time at home to learn culture, to learn tradition. Because the only time I went home was like during school holidays. And that's mostly, 3 weeks? In June, it's like maybe 4 weeks. September is like a week. And then obviously December, So there's not a lot of teaching that comes back or that comes from home, So hence I say that, yes, you can blame parents, but at the same time, it's probably just environment. I think even in this current day and age, we are all just speaking English, and we are all just following the Western way of just doing things, So we have lost it. Like now, for instance, there are certain things that I still want to learn, my culture, but the uncles are probably not there, or we also probably just don't have time. So
I understand everything that you said, ne? But with regards to sometimes it's the environment. Yes, I also do understand how it's the environment, but when people are intentional about something, even the environment can't influence you that much. For an example, we grew up Kokasi, and the environment says, oh, we should follow a way of being tsotsi because it's glamorized. It's the in thing. And you see the gangsters or Batubas Pinang the car dog chilling at the corner, having the nicest girls, having the good life.
Yeah, practically. Yeah.
It's the environment. But you still turn out to be a decent person in life. So I understand the environment, but when for an example, in that situation, we should have followed the life because that's what we see closer to us. But even with that life that you could see, this thing, it looks like it's nice. Your parents still were intentional, you don't turn out to be that person.
But I think there's probably also a fear around that. So it's very easy for you to say, I don't want that life because the result is going to be prison. So there's like an element of fear.
Okay.
That
makes sense.
So that obviously prevented a lot of people from getting into that life. Whereas when it comes to our culture, whether you know it, whether you don't, there isn't repercussion. But yes, repercussion will just probably be your offsprings not necessarily knowing where they are actually coming from because you also don't know, and just practice. If you are a believer, then, and you're supposed to maybe practice certain things and you no longer do, then your lozis are no longer going to be there type of thing. So
what's your take?
For me, it's quite sad. Culture and tradition is a sense of worth, identity. If you're losing that, you're losing yourself, basically. It's history as well. Like what it's about Umang, you know yourself. So if, let's say, 3 generations from now, they don't know why they slaughter a cow. They don't, there's a reason why even in the slave times, they'll take away your mother tongue so that you don't have the ability to speak your own language. Why are certain practices done in the black culture? Yes, you can be Christian and all that, and there's certain things you don't follow, but there's a whole lot that comes with that. It's not only just about language or where you live. I mean, take Afrikaner people, for instance. They don't compromise when it comes to culture, boy. To a point that they can live in the English dominant society and environment, and they still speak Afrikaans.
Yeah, true.
Or even if they speak English, you can hear that heavy accent, and you can see this person is proud of his language. Well, I wanna black people that make me proud, Mazulu. They don't compromise; they stick to it. And I've came across a lot of families that even the in affluent parts of society or life, they still very much stuck to their culture. Labaya back mahayeng, it's not like a culture shock. It's something they're accustomed to.
Yeah.
So for me, I find it very sad. Very sad.
Little things
That's why
like-
the youngsters, Bakono Buta and elder short timer, Eita, oh, I no mark. We were told you can't tell an
Yeah,
elder
you can't
that
tell,
you were lying.
yeah.
Like this certain. That's what Okono Bona didn't want to say the Shapa teacher, for example.
Yeah.
We Nakongwe that teacher but it's a thing of hey, this person is an elder, like come respect. That's why we have so much with teenage pregnancy and because why? There's no longer that guidance because culture also on its own get guidance.
Yeah, it is.
When I LSG usinya ngwanyana kantle
Yeah.
lo munyana. I wanna like it helps and you guide you know what, stick to because it seems like now black people, they're the only people that are lost.
Practically.
We're trying to find ourselves, but we one of the people with like so much spirituality, culture and whatnot, but we're still lost amongst all of that.
You know, the other thing, dog, get it when I can't fail. It doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, bruh. Yo. Linda, bruh. Like,
Dog.
that's one thing I'm always be like, we don't slaughter enough for me to actually get
Yeah.
how it's actually
Practice.
done.
It's
You
like
know?
practice.
Yeah, it's practically, practicing. You know what?
It doesn't sit well with
Yo.
me, dog. Ke batla ho tseba go hlaba kgomo, dog. One man. Ke be mo fatshe. But where am I going to do it?
I think we've also very much diluted, like, you know, I think especially, that's why I also just mentioned environment, to say, you mentioned Makaya, and that's where it's still very much present in terms of culture. You know, it's still very much present and they still learn it the way that it was probably learned, 50 years ago during our parents' time, grandparents and so on. Now we are in Johannesburg, it's fast life. We are all trying to reach a specific goal. But yeah, it's like culture, you know. So, it's diluted, like, you know, I don't know, like Johannesburg, Leona, a fast man, you know. I
But
think.
Wabana, what else you were saying earlier on, I agree with it so much that yes, you know, with psychology, nature versus nurture. Nature meaning society will raise your kid, and nurture meaning you at home will raise your kid.
Yeah.
Like, one thing I do know about us, we're very much multilingual. Oskolo, you speak English fluently. Then now fika kontlungu, Botswana, Zulu, Sotho, whatever the case is, fluent as well. But another be times like otole, I mazali ba ka ba ya es go se fella skolo. Mona re buisgo. I understand that. And that time they are well educated people.
Yeah.
And kinto more to Botswana. I understand that. So parents need to take accountability also, Joe.
That's what I was saying.
They need to take accountability. Like, I remember once my father Africa, how to be one to your time and like unkiste skolon ki bala skole Africans. Because they like a wala Swan. Like, where am I gonna learn new wala? Hey, on disappoint my boy. Like, how to be one to carry? Hey, Baba, no one is taught me. You understand? So, and what's sad about that is that whatever you get taught, I mean, what you don't get taught, and you're gonna take that. That's why there's always this family feuds. How 28 MCB because Omo believes 28 way this way. Omo believe 28 way this way. Omo believe 28 way this way. Because why? But some banka did in Toba certain knowledge is strategy, and they believe that's how it should be done.
Yeah, parents bona vele, we need to. Sometimes it's not even parents. Maybe parents, they need to uphold certain values within the household. But sometimes you need to blame the entire family because a lot of families, they have abandoned a lot of traditions.
Sure.
Things that they grew up knowing how they need to be done, but they don't do them anymore. And just like you said, no one is going to do those things if they feel like nothing is going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to happen. So why should we do it? Even that thing takes a lot of effort. And then people are, who now people are a bit embarrassed about their own traditions.
Yeah. In most cases, that's the
They
case.
feel like,
And I think like black people as a whole tend to be very much embarrassed of culture. I mean, you look at when you have to maybe just tell people, not even people, like maybe your employer, to be like, hey, I've got a ceremony at work, at home, that I need to, run.
for.
So I need, leave for a specific thing. A lot of people would rather just make an excuse to say, nah, I've got, they put it in a lighter way. They don't go direct to say, look, I'm slaughtering a sheep. I need to do a ritual, and this is what needs to somehow happen. So yeah, I also feel like we are very much embarrassed. But do you now think that, is it a conditioning that we might have received from the Western part of?
You know what I think, dog? I
things.
think it's this thing of caring too much about what people are saying. For an example, now.
But why are we okay to go and preach about a specific religion, whereas your culture feels like
you're too embarrassed
about it?
You
are okay with saying
I
Jesus
agree
Christ,
with LSG.
Yeah.
But also, we're trying to blend in. We're trying to be accommodated.
Yeah.
It's a sense of belonging, being accepted, being loved. Because
So-
for the longest of time, we were deemed as being, how can I say, subhuman, useless. And this is one of the ways to blend in. Like, so for example, it's the workplace. They should not be ignorant to a point that they don't know how as black people. I mean, if for example, Muslims, they know at this certain specific time
where
on
they
Fridays
get-
they need to go pray.
yeah.
Understand that is religion more than culture, but there's certain cultures that get accommodated to us. I remember once at my work, where
do you think
I
it-
used to work,
Yeah.
and I told them, I'm like, no, okay, what sort of proof do you? What proof is it that you want? Of
the blood.
Yeah, like what sort of evidence is it that you want? You want an elder to write you a letter to say, I need Kahiso Mona
To be,
because of
present at this
it's not like
particular
going to a
event.
doctor or like he's a script, I need you out for 2 days. Remember?
Yeah.
It's also lack of knowledge when it comes to other people as well. Maybe that's why it seems like we're embarrassed, but it's not embarrassed. Like,
But
sometimes it takes so much energy explaining
be-
something that should be known already.
Could it be discrimination?
No.
I think it is. Like,
I don't
honestly
think so.
speaking, I'm sorry to say it, but, we need to state facts to say, you just mentioned, and not to sound funny or anything, you just mentioned that there's specific religions that are given specific days, holidays, time off actual work to go and pray, practice, whatever. Culture is the same. Religion and culture are not so far off. Gilaban. It's just that with us, we call it culture, but it should also just be religion.
But also now the question is, what awareness or programs or something to make it known that this is how we are?
It's the embarrassment that Lesotho is
I
actually
don't think
talking
that-
about.
I
To
don't
say,
think that
because we're very much embarrassed of it, it's something that has not really been highlighted to say, hey, we are black people. We practice these types of things, and we also need that recognition when it comes to maybe workplace or even just general, just general knowledge of who we are and what we do, how we practice certain things. You get that one?
The reason why I was saying it's not discrimination on that part, it's because I would understand if a company wants some sort of proof.
Yeah.
It's because even though you might be doing the real thing, there's a lot of people that would take advantage of that thing. Yeah, but I'm trying to go and do my own thing, my own traditions that I need to take part of.
Yeah.
The other time without asking him anything. Then people are going to start taking advantage of that thing. With the Muslim, and maybe I forgot the holidays that they usually have to be
Eid
away
and,
from. It's no.
Yeah, but that's
Everyone
what
knows,
that's what
right?
Kagiso is saying. To
But
say we should also make it known, so that even though with
It
us
can't be
it's a
known
bit
because it's
different because it's a bit different because it's not on a specific date where we all have to now go for thing.
It can't be known, unfortunately, with regards to
Yeah.
that one, because we have different cultures.
Yeah, we do.
different things.
We do.
And there's too many tribes for your company.
And
to
with
even-
us, it doesn't have a date because if you are told that fine, you're gonna have to slaughter a cow every year, or every 2 years, or every 5 years, there would not necessarily be like a it won't relate to me. Even if we are both Zulus or Sutus or whatever, we are not gonna have it done on the same day. I think that's what makes it a little tricky. But maybe there should be, I don't know, some sort of proof that is probably just
I would understand
created.
them wanting some proof. I definitely would understand them wanting some proof. The other thing I wanted to say is that when I was saying Jorge, it's caring up too much about what people are saying. It is caring too much about what people are saying because
we're not confident of it.
Bro, you're not supposed to explain a lot of things. For an example, if I were to do a traditional ceremony, and then maybe my manager or whoever that I'm reporting to, they say they want proof. I'm gonna tell them, I'm inviting you. Come through.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain anything. Come and see. If you feel like there's no such a thing, come through. Come and see. I'm inviting you to actually come and attend this thing with me so that you can see how we do things at home. Yeah. Instead of now I need to explain and make you understand. I don't need to make you understand. If I tell you, there's a traditional ceremony that needs to take part, and unfortunately this traditional ceremony needs me to be away from a lot of people, so I can't be here leading up to the day.
Because I'm also trying to think of how it can actually be proved, I think
the proof would have to be photos. And
Nah.
I don't want to take any photos.
Yeah, I know it's disrespectful, man.
It's like now I need to prove myself. Come.
You're invading your privacy
Exactly.
as well.
Imagine now
I'm inviting you.
presenting
come.
photos of like slaughtered
Because
animal.
I'm gonna tell you, Jorge,
Yeah.
as my manager, I'm gonna tell you, Jorge, listen. Unfortunately, when we do these things, we are not allowed to take any photos.
Yeah.
So the only proof that you can ever get is for you to come to the ceremony and attend it as one of the people that are going to be attending it. Other than that, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do for you.
Yeah, but I think it's a very, it's a very broad topic, and I think we would also just like to get some of your views. Street Squad, please give us some of your views and maybe suggestions as to how this can actually just be looked into, or somehow for us to be given a bit of leniency when it comes to workplace and you name it, because we very much have to practice our culture still, and it's just as important as any other religion that might be given preference, but we're gonna go off that topic. And the next thing that we wanted to actually just chat about here is, how does black tax affect love and marriage decisions? What is your firstly, what is your take on
How does black tax
affect
love and
marriage?
Marriage.
Yeah, marriage decisions. So this is now you and your partner and having to deal with black tax in maybe both your families. So black tax from your family, black tax from your partner's family, How does that affect the decisions that you make?
Well, firstly, if you get involved, well, not involved, but if you are in a relationship with someone that, because some people don't understand
Yeah.
ne? Not that you're forced, but because who you the ones that have means,
Yeah.
you need to take care of home, right? A lot of partners, they're going to be saying, but what about us? And when you try to make that person understand, listen, I'm not saying I'm not going to take care of us.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of us, but I'm going to take care of home too. Because, you know, and I can't let them suffer.
True.
You know? And then they're going to be saying, nah, they need to make a plan. For an example, if you have siblings, your siblings, they need to go and look for work and whatever. And for me, Mfana, it's a totally, how it will affect that relationship or marriage. It's over.
Yeah.
You're inconsiderate. I'm telling you, Khori, I have to take care of home.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, Khori, it's going to take away anything from what you and I are trying to build.
Yeah.
You are inconsiderate. And for me, dog, the people that are closer to me, I want to take care of them, especially if I do have the means. I want to take care of them. I can't have people suffering. For an example, let's say, no one is working and there's no money coming in. And papa li cabbage.
Yeah.
Na ki robala ki jile take away every day. Ki chicken licking, ki pizza, ki Nando's, everything, every day. How am I going to live with myself like that?
Yeah.
All in the name of, Maraki black tax, they need to go and do something about their lives. Do you think they're not trying to do anything?
So yeah, now I hear where you're coming from with it. Now I wanna look into now the relationship part of it. You know, yes, you also did mention the relationship part of it, but now I'm going to just oppose it a bit to say, and obviously just coming from an opposing perspective, to say now, here you are, you're with your partner, né? You are in the process of building a family, Anton.
Sure.
So let's say you have like two children, you know, they have to go to school. You are obviously paying, let's say, towards a bond. She's working, you're working, and there are things that you're obviously just running to achieve, Anton. So do you think that, I think on my side, I would also say that it can be a bit unfair, you know, on what you guys are trying to build, because that 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 rands that you may be sending to family or that you're contributing to family could actually be what is either maybe fast tracking your bond or maybe assisting with maybe starting a specific business that you guys are probably trying to build, and maybe also just getting you a car for convenience. So say, let's say you both don't have a car, you know, and you're both working fine, vaga taxi, and where now you're contributing $5,000 a month, you know. Could that also just be like some sort of delay, firstly? Secondly, if, let's say, for instance, like you said, you feel like you would not want your family to starve. Yes, it's something that we all don't want, Nikilawan. But now, if let's say you're both earning, let's say, 10,000 rands, yeah? And that 10,000 rands is covering for all the necessities, all that needs to be paid, and. Marawena, you are now taking $3,000 to pay or to give your family, and she isn't. Wouldn't that feel a bit unfair for her? And vice versa. Imagine if she was given 3,000 rands to her family and you don't, and you are not. Wouldn't that bring a bit of unfairness to the relationship, to that love, to that marriage?
It is unfair, but what am I supposed to do with my family?
But that's the thing, to say it can. This is the conflict that I'm assuming this actual topic is actually getting to say, isn't it now bringing conflict within now the relationship? Because you know how it is to say, okay, you are able to do things for your family, but I can't.
You can too, by the way.
I can too, but it's going to run us short. As soon as if let's say you're taking out 2,500 rands out of the 10,000 rands that you're earning or that you are taking home, you know, and your partner is earning the same amount, but is not giving away that 2,500. Instead, her 2,500 that she should probably be giving to her family as well is actually coming to contributing in the house. Wouldn't it be unfair unfair towards her that she's actually not taking anything? And that's why I've said vice versa as well. She could be the one giving 2,500 rands, whereas you're not giving 2,500 rands, and you feel like, oh, nah, I'm paying towards everything in this house and I'm left with no cent, whereas when you are contributing towards your family. Now you're living together, you're starting a family, you're coming together to make this thing actually happen.
My man, I get you, and I do get how it's not fair, and I do get how maybe it's gonna weigh a bit heavy on her because she's not doing anything.
Yeah, but you know how relationships go. It's gonna be that thing. You are doing it, I'm not, because there's always that thing that is gonna get raised to say you are doing it, but I'm not doing it.
Or let me tell you something, dog. As soon for an example, if she's gonna complain about that thing, knowing very well where I come from, knowing very well, because I mean, malapa alikana.
True.
Maybe very very like the family, everything is fine. Like no one needs anything, and then now people need something. They don't have anything. If she's gonna come to me and complain, yeah, Mara, you're wasting our money by giving some of it to your family, where else we could be doing something better with that money. To me, you already sounding like we're not compatible. Because if Ukasi look at my situation for what it is, because we know you come from a different situation, then clearly we're not compatible. Because for an example, I've heard stories of people that would meet with people and get into a relationship with them, and this person has neglected their own family. And the girl, after looking at the family and seeing how actually the family is living, the girl would be telling them, dude, nah, you can't let your family live like this. Why would you? Why are you comfortable living like this when your family has nothing? If you already don't have any sense of sympathy towards the situation for what it is, clearly we're not compatible. Because we're not we play only one. Unfortunately, I don't care how unfair it is. All I'm saying is we're not gonna lack anything here in this relationship.
But that's the thing. That's I think this specific topic is raised because of the inability to actually proceed with feeding, or not feeding, but just contributing towards the family. So if, let's say, for instance, now yes, you give an example of her being a bit better financially at home. But what if you both stand in a position of
the same position,
not being well at home?
And then
her family needs that $2,000, your family needs that $2,000, but your salaries are not well enough to have these $2,000 going to these families.
It doesn't have to be $2,000.
But that's $2,000 is just a figure.
What I'm saying is
currently
you can always
it's just a figure.
Something.
True, you can. But what I'm getting to is now, how would you work around it in a case where both these families need, but you're not in the means to contribute that amount? To say, let's say you contribute 500 rands. Let's just bring it down to 500 rands.
Sure.
Nah. And her family also needs 500 rands. Are you now gonna, I don't know, like divide it and give 250?
We do it, dog. We're gonna find a way, but we have to do something. What I'm trying to say is something has to be done. We cannot go and live happily ever after knowing very well Hore, home is not nice.
Yeah.
I can't live in peace, dog, knowing very well the basokola.
True.
I won't be able to live a peaceful life.
True. But I think black tax as a whole has been, regarded as abusive, Anton. So, yeah, like you mentioned, Ben, to say, should be asking Marwai Abutwao Asatolispan, or whatever. And I know sometimes it's not that thing, they don't want work. It's just that there is no work.
Bro, most of the time there is no work.
So
Because also it's gonna be offensive to me if she's gonna say, why abutwa asalo batla msebenzi?
yeah.
It's gonna be very offensive because the question is going to be, you think he likes being poor or to starve?
What is your take, Agiso, on this marriage tax?
Black tax.
Yeah, black tax thing.
For marriage.
No, like, love and marriage. So you're in a relationship. How does black tax affect love and marriage decisions?
It shouldn't. You guys have become one thing in two different bodies. Remember, once you're married, your family is her family and her family is your family. I understand that. That's why when you get in a relationship, don't only look at your partner, look at her family. Because once you marry her, you're marrying her family as well. I understand that. And like now, from the onset, I never thought, you guys also know, I never took black tax as a negative connotation. Because people only look at it from a financial aspect. But the majority, not all, of course, that you
would not be able to do if you were alone, working and living alone.
Yeah. Or at that point of time, we share something small, then or realize later actually maybe Shakadi not Lina. Oh, we're not bro, I can't go to the mall and get this. Please get it for me. You understand that they make your life convenient as well, but you look at it something minor or small, simply because you feel like the matrix is only financial or financials. So a lot they put pieces in your puzzle that either we ignore or we choose not to look at. But as Lesechonacho, contribute or put in what you can. How only do we khama, bro? Like what's about you Machito spend a good 800 plus contributing on drinks. Nakongo fitla fela, or you know what, this month I'm not gonna drink as much. Sure. Ovelo fitin klungu or lady twaraki something yan. They are very grateful of it, bro. Lanka rekam tlakasi fela wanka what 300 or mama. Twara ki something. You understand? The couple of feet like a bribe pack, ka 150, 180, 200. Or mama I kisses shebosa Sunday. Like just you or them knowing who you have them in thought. Because now, what happens when you fall from grace? Lenyalo la kalana. Or you or your partner passes on. You're going to expect them to be there. Or at least to support you and be there for you. But meanwhile, when I howlim nati, you're not there. So those are things we also don't think about. Sningling 20 or whatever, travel, whatever, 20 or you see with soccer players most of the time when they fall from grace and they need to move back home. Artists also like that. Nahana okuta back in a place that also renovate. Spendile nyogo, Lady Slay Queen, look at you that did
millions.
Bro. I understand. So now I think just as much as you maintain a friendship, maintain the same link. But some people don't complain who a friend doesn't have money. They understand, my MOI has sharp. But why with family you also gonna have like utlobala? I find it to be quite unfair. I think there's both sides of the coin.
The important part of what you're saying, but also it speaks on if you stay with the family. But the important part of what you said is that everyone is contributing. You might be contributing kanyogo because you're working, but everyone that stays in the house does something.
Sure.
And they make your life easier. You know, I always say the reason why I can on is because I don't have to go anywhere. Like literally, whenever I need something, I've got people that I can send. Like Bachana. I don't have to I don't have to clean the house. I don't have to do anything. My means of contribution is money. And then everyone else fills in the gaps of everything else.
Sure.
You see, the thing is,
so everyone is playing a part.
So what you guys are saying is that you are literally just everybody's playing a part, like you said, But in most cases, that's not the case.
But I think maybe
you see, in your case, the reason why you might also feel like, it's okay, man. they're assisting me. I've got this person running this for me. When I ask for this, it happens. When I ask for this, it happens. You know, like there's assistance. Somebody's doing your laundry, somebody's cleaning your room, somebody's doing this, like you said, you don't literally have to lift a finger. Why? Because you bring in the finances on top. But then there are cases where that's not the case.
I know.
They don't assist you with shit. You're literally running everything yourself. That has to do with you and your comfort and your convenience. And you still need to, contribute towards, the home in terms of eating, whatever.
All it takes is a conversation, dog. It's a conversation.
But that's why that conversation,
listen, I can't do everything.
Sometimes does not change anything. There are cases where people, like now I'm talking now in a case where, with you, in your case, yes, very much, you are comfortable with it. Why? Because it also benefits you. There are people who just don't benefit anything.
Sometimes you don't have to benefit.
Fine.
For
Sometimes
example,
you don't need to
if
benefit, but your convenience must be there. Like for instance, let me make this example. You've got a car. You've got a brother, let's say, that is like 18 years old. You've got a car and you take it to the car wash every weekend. And you are paying like $70, $80 for the wash on top.
Sure.
That $70, when you multiply it 4 times in a month, it comes to like 300 and whatever amount. That 350 could actually be going towards something in the home. If your brother could actually just say, hey man, I'm going to make it a thing to assist you. That's the assistance you're talking about.
Sure.
Like you said, there's some of that you're able to send and say whatever. Then there's other things that you may be paying, that you're actually maybe paying service towards. To say maybe, let's say for instance.
If for contributor, o tlo itshwarisa stress if o tsa mobile, everything. So go bala. I do this. If you did this. I'm gonna put it in soccer terminology. There's those super subs. They hardly play. Omukenya how one or you're losing now, which is probably Otalabar Moto only made 10 appearances for the season. But Hakena, like Ochencharinto. Like whatever Hakena, either to assist or whatever, but they don't play every match. The reason Kichojalo, you find you have that one sibling, cousin, whatever. I'm not looking now, useless. Then come shit hits the fan. Then you see who's in the forefront. Then you see who's in the forefront to go to fuck. Hey, bro. Hey,
he really saved me.
I understand. So some people get super subs, unfortunately, they don't have. They're not consistently their contribution or them being there. But when they do come to the show, they really do show up. It's just then there's those who are absolutely useless in jail. But you would decide how you approach and handle things.
Maybe I'm also looking at it from like an abusive perspective, because yes, I've heard a lot of people who like complained, and then when I assessed their complaints, it made a lot of sense to say, shit man, you're really getting,
But what I've also realized,
so I think
is those people that do complain sometimes don't paint the full picture.
You think?
Why don't they just cut them out if it really is the way it is?
It's what Lesego said, to say now you're sitting with that guilt to say, fuck, I can't let my family starve.
Why do they have the guilt?
Because
that's what I'm saying, Uri, at some point, that person really did show up for that person.
Nah. You know what I think about that?
It's more, it's Ubuntu, bro. It goes back to Ubuntu. This is how you were raised, fine, cool. You feel like, I can't abandon them. But now the issue here is that it's eating from me too. I can't do my shit. I can't.
Mamela, what I'm saying.
Seki chofer.
In their case. But listen, where's that guilt stemming from? You can't just feel guilt because you're a good person.
Bro, trust me.
Mamela. You can't just feel guilt because you're a good person. Everyone's a good person. Even a person who's bad in your eyes, to someone else, they are a good person. What I'm saying is that some of the guilt is stemming from that person at one point in their life really did show up for them. So sometimes that you have this thing, I'm indebted to this person.
It's conditioning.
Nah, I think the way to look at this situation, who contributes at home and whatever, it's not expect people to do something in return. Because as soon as you do have expectations, then you're gonna have those things. Yes, sometimes it's a matter of maybe telling those people, oh, listen, I need assistance with 1, 2, 3. Can you do it for me at that time? Ne? And I know sometimes maybe they're gonna have excuses of not doing it or whatever because we don't deal with the same type of families, right? My family might be willing to assist with other things. Other families, they might say, nah, I'm not doing it. And you do everything in your power to make sure they have a proper life, but they don't do the same thing, the same things to you. Mfana, as soon as you start counting, it's where everything is going to go down, I feel.
Okay. No, I think
we can move on.
That's another thing that we can, maybe just give to the street squad to just give us a bit of, feedback on and how they probably just feel about it. We're gonna move on to the next topic, and I think this is.
How long have you gone with that one? How long are we? By the way,
50
minutes. Okay, we can squeeze one last one.
Right.
For the
road. I think one that I feel like maybe we can actually just talk about is, should people forgive cheating?
Speak to the mic, G.
Should people forgive cheating if Lobola has already been paid?
Forgive.
No one should forgive anything that has cheating. Who's forgiving?
No, well, in this case, I'm assuming, who's paying Lobola?
So
the question is,
the lady needs to forgive me because Lobola.
No. Should people forgive cheating if Lobola has already been paid? I think it's probably more on the guy's side of things to say you are the guy who's actually being cheated on. No, actually, it can actually be both. Actually, no.
How I'm thinking about it is that the lady needs to forgive because you paid. Okay.
I think it can be both.
Let's play around with the question, right? To fit both sides.
Let's accommodate
Should
both.
cheating be accommodated or forgiven once Lobola has been paid?
Under no circumstances. Don't care what has been paid.
But do you think now separation or just saying, okay, I'm out, will be much more difficult than Hanelicho Walafel?
It would definitely be difficult. That's customary marriage. It's definitely going to be difficult because there's a lot of things to consider. And imagine if you guys didn't even have a prenup.
Bro, it's not even about prenup. Like, I think cheating as a whole, just really fucks up everything. But
it's going to be a difficult conversation about leaving.
Why?
Because now, it's not like girlfriend, boyfriend, who is just you guys.
I know.
Families are involved.
No, but then, look, as much as family came together, family needs to come together again to know the reason why you're now separating.
No, that's true. That's why we're saying it's going to be a difficult conversation.
Not necessarily.
That is one of the reasons.
Unfortunately, if they are able to maybe, but I don't know.
Look, what we're saying, we're not saying, okay,
let's put it this way.
Consider leaving. Of course you're going to leave, but it's not going to be as easy as walking out like you're walking out from a girlfriend.
Man, I walk out this shit like I walk out of the grocery store, motherfucker. Fuck that shit. No, but look, I know there is a certain level of seriousness in terms of like family and you name it. But what brings in the difficulty? I'm just trying to determine, why would you want to feel
what makes it the same?
What do you mean?
I get you saying you don't see any difficulty in once Lobola has been paid. What makes it the same as opposed to a girlfriend to a wife?
Why is it easy?
Okay, picture it this way, ne? I think your girlfriends that you've broke up with, imagine having to do that in the presence of your parents.
Of whose parents?
Both of your parents.
Oh, my man. Fucking put them in a class. Let me write this shit on the board for you. If you don't understand, I'll put you in a. Now, like, honestly speaking, I think it goes back to morals. Like, we already know what we are getting ourselves into on top. So, yes, I know family is involved, and family should also know that, look, man, if a person is going to now go against what everybody knows a relationship is for or a marriage is for, because I mean, obviously, argument sits on Lobola, it means, hey, man, we are in the process of actually getting married. But Lobola can also be very much considered as being married.
It is considered as being married. It's customary marriage.
Exactly. So why would you now want to make it seem as though it's going to be
That's what
difficult
makes
to
it
have this?
difficult to walk away. That's what we say.
So you guys are saying
There's two, my man,
that because there's families involved, it makes it difficult to walk away.
my man.
So who do you owe
There's
here?
too many things to consider.
Okay, let me put it this way. Ne? In an example, you understand. Ne? If you don't have any debt, it's easy to resign at any time. Once you're nice and your work environment is very toxic, before you think about just resigning, you're gonna think, "Ish, I have these debts,
No
I
matter
have these
how bad they
responsibilities."
can treat you.
Ne? So one, it shows permanence in your life. That's why a lot of those debts, they look at like your permanence in life or Zhuang. You don't just say, guys, now I'm tired of this. Now you are committed to it. As opposed to if you don't have any debts and even if you resign, you know where to go. You're still gonna eat. You don't have like those. How can I say those responsibilities? It's easier to make the decision as opposed to when you have responsibilities. So with marriage, it's like having those responsibilities. Haisali, just a decision you have to make on your own.
You don't consider yourself only when you're making that decision.
My man. Guys, I think the whole work thing, terrible example, Kakiso. Terrible fucking example. I get this. Fine. Okay, skoloto sa no sa Lobola. Kiing.
My man.
Right.
It's not skolo, my man.
No.
Right.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a terrible example.
No, it's not.
It is a terrible
You
example.
trying to take the example that's called Kenya into
It's not
Lobola.
Kenya Skolo,
Okay.
It's a different example altogether. Bro, I think Gordon's 20, you guys refund because whatever they put in this shit is fucking you up,
Fuck
bro.
that shit. I'm just trying to understand, why do you guys feel like it's difficult to walk away?
There's
because
too many things
LSG,
to consider.
there's
LSG.
family. Because of family.
LSG, it's pointless. We'll try to understand.
Okay, my man. Okay, let me make another example about the same thing, right? About Lobola. Let's say you're married, you've got kids, you've got one house.
In a car.
So to hotel.
Mamela.
No, we're not saying ukhohlele, but the decision doesn't come with ease.
Decision.
I'm not saying it's going to be an easy decision.
But you're saying you're just gonna walk away like you're walking away from a grocery store. This is not a grocery store, my nigga. You've got things that you've got stock inside. You're walking away from your stock.
Bruh. There's certain things that you can forgive and forget.
No, we're not saying it's easy. But it's too much. There's too many things on the line, my nigga.
Guys.
We're saying we're gonna forgive.
No. We're also not forgiving. We're walking away, but there's too many things on the line.
Okay, so what are you going to do? Okay, let me give this example. Let me ask both of you this question then. Fine, cool.
For an example.
You are...
Answer that question before we answer.
You love all that? I've already answered it so many
My
times.
man, let me tell you what am I going to
You
do.
didn't answer shit,
You
bro.
love what?
You just said you're gonna walk out like you're walking out of the grocery store.
You love all that? You love all that?
This guy thinks marriage is a grocery store.
No,
Boy,
that's
now I feel like that all like a chocolate.
We don't call the channel. We don't call the channel. Kupale mamele. Okay, you love all that.
Sure.
Your girlfriend, not girlfriend, but your wife
Wife.
cheats on you.
Sure.
How do you respond?
Number one, I can't leave immediately.
When are you going to leave?
Even though Aksam Mata,
Okay, when are you
gonna
gonna leave?
sit here in this house because I need to plan my next move.
What?
I don't have a place to go to.
Because you don't have a place to go to.
I don't.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
Before I answer
Okay,
the
no,
question,
no,
you
no.
answered.
How do I... Okay, like I must answer the same
tell us
question I
where
asked.
you going.
Yeah.
My man.
How soon are you leaving and where are you going?
Fuck, guys, like, okay, this is probably going to sound insensitive because you're
Just tell
Just plan a next move. Honestly speaking,
Where you going?
bro, I'm going home.
There's no space at home.
Okay, if there's no space at home,
No, LSG,
that's different.
LSG.
If there's no space at home,
Mamela, don't derive. LSG just go with there's no space at home.
Okay, sorry.
There's space, there's no space, whatever the case is. You go home.
What's
Why?
happening?
because like I cannot stand the fact that I've been cheated on.
Are you
Yeah, I
leaving the kids
understand.
behind?
Sharp, ne?
The kids behind.
But
are you
no.
leaving them?
O jwetsa ma o lady kapa time eng ha o kgutla ntlong.
Exactly what happened.
Then what do you think is going to happen after you move back home?
They will try and organize a meeting.
Then what do you think is going to happen thereafter?
Well, there's going to be, well, depending on what I want to happen. Because they
I
can
keep
convince
asking
me,
you now. Yes.
they can convince me all they want to say, look, let's fix it. Let's see, you know.
Sharp. You don't want
I'll
to fix
also
it.
probably want to know the reason why the fuck did you do it. But
Okay.
I'm probably not even going to be
What
interested
happens after that now?
in the divorce.
Have you walked away
What
from the
happens
kids?
after that now?
After what?
After that divorce?
I unfortunately have to start my life afresh.
Okay, sharp. Now I see for you how, ki media how.
Like what? Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay?
Don't you think all those other steps get eradicated? Wamutampa, you move back home. But what happened? Oh, mama, it didn't work out, and it ends there. That's why we say it's going to be a more difficult situation to
Imagine
handle.
having to
So now,
sit your parents down and tell them how lids. That's why it's difficult to leave.
But what's wrong with that?
there's nothing wrong.
You have
We
to
agreeing
connect
with
to
you,
them.
but we're saying
No,
it's not
it's
going to
very
be
with
an
you.
easy journey. Because now, what happens after that is that when you move out of your home or out of your house, going back home, you're going to have to discuss what's going to happen with your assets. You're going to have to discuss what's happening with this, what's happening with that.
Nah,
It's
man,
not
yeah.
like walking out of the grocery store, my nigga.
No, but look, okay, my man.
My man,
I think now maybe I'm referring to the physical part of my emotion at the time and what I would do. But remember, that's admin. Now I'll work at the assets and all that stuff. That is admin. That
Bro.
can still happen even if I walk out
Bro.
of the house.
There's no need.
That is after you.
My man, there's no need to be too technical. You are making something that is basic to be too technical. We can also go a bit more and make it technical.
But you're making it technical now when you start talking about the fact that, okay, there are assets that you're leaving.
We
and
made it
you
basic that
consider those things.
So you're
that
gonna
the
sit in the house.
separation from a wife to a separation of a girlfriend is not the same. The wife is gonna be more difficult. That's how basic we made it be. And you say no, it's like walking out of the grocery store.
My man, Lanchaka, now I still have one question.
That's why, I wonder if you're gonna go technical about it. I understand the technical part of it to say
That's what
yes.
we were saying
there's
the whole
admin,
time.
there's lawyers. Not Sekibuaka like the physical part of my being. I'm not talking now the admin yadi lawyer to say now you're gonna separate things.
Let's
You're
stick
gonna
on
have
the
to take
physical
this.
part
You're
of
gonna
it.
take. I'm talking now physical to say, Signa, not okay. It's happening now. I just found out now. I'm in the house with her. I'm like, okay, look. Sweethearts, I'm gonna pack my shit. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here because clearly you do not respect me, you do not love me, and you've done something that is totally against this.
My man.
Let a family know, let my family know, I'm away until the admin part happens. That's what I'm saying.
The question-
Lona, you guys make it sound like
My man.
Omosheba ansar. Ansar. Outshulela, swarakie plate. You know? Ansar. Conclude. Type of vibe.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, share kahari yo fana on cheats. Yo, I'm fine on some share and safai.
Let me ask you a question. Ne? My question is, yes, I understand you removing yourself from the environment,
Yeah.
right?
It's healthy.
Sharp.
It's healthy for you.
Are you removing yourself? Are you leaving the kids behind?
How old are these kids?
I
What are you saying?
I need to know. I need to know.
Fuck them
Are you
kids.
telling the kids for it? No one know what favor. Get a man.
No, I need to know how old they are. Give me an age. Let me make a decision.
Are you leaving the kids behind? One is at lower primary school. The other one is in high school. Two of them.
Okay, look, you know, I'm for protecting
You just
children.
found out today for watching.
Fine. I'm gonna be smart about it, you know.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
Tell us
diplomatic
what's-
about it.
what happened?
So the kids, need to be protected. So I'm probably going to have to give a nice, sweet story for the kids to say, look, man, daddy is traveling. Daddy is not going to be around for some time, but daddy will come and see you. Daddy will contact you to come and pick you up, whatever. Like, it's obviously not going to be obvious. I mean, like, look, daddy's going to be away for work, and I'll come on weekends and pick you up and take you out, come back. But daddy does not have a schedule that allows him to be at home. It's easy. Kids are not really much of a big deal at this moment.
It's not easy. It's your kids. They're used to seeing you.
I know, but now I'm going with work.
It can't be easy.
It isn't going to be easy for me. It's not going to be easy for them. But look, man, somebody fucked up. Yeah. And unfortunately, the kids are going to pay the price, but luckily, they're not going to know. It's just going to be that daddy has to travel.
So the kids are going to suffer.
They're not going to suffer. I'm still going to see them. Even if it means I see them thrice a week, or not even thrice a week, but like,
they're going to suffer
on the weekend.
The daddy was here every day. Daddy is no longer here.
But look, the same thing could have happened where you got a new job that pays you very well, that requires you to be traveling. What, are you going to turn the offer down because now to travel the kids?
Of course.
You're going to turn the offer down because of the kids?
To travel. Of course.
Oh, fuck that shit, bro. Are you going to turn the offer down because of the kids?
Imagine Kitola Msebenzi to go Durban.
No, man. Like, if you're able to come, if your job literally pays you well enough for you to be flying every weekend home.
Okay, maybe I'll be a DJ there.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay. Exactly. Here's your career. You're a DJ now every weekend, Tanto Woli, go riding. When are you going to spend time with your kids? A lot of people, 70% of the people that are working in this country probably just don't have time for their children.
It's different though.
It's not different. But that's what I'm saying. That's the excuse that I'll be giving them, to say it's work. And as much as it's an excuse, it is something, it's a valid excuse, because in most cases it happens on a very good relationship, marriage, where people are living okay, there's no cheating, there's no whatever. Daddy has to go.
This time
or sometimes mommy has to go.
But this time around, got cheating, it's not exactly that. You're leaving them behind.
I'm not leaving them behind, because I've promised them that I will see them on a... What do you mean going? That's why I get to imagine you're working now. You just made an example.
I understand with work, it's work. But you're leaving them behind.
You see, I don't understand what you mean I'm leaving them behind.
Remember, you're going to stay somewhere else. And you're leaving them.
But what if there's work that's making you go and stay somewhere else?
It makes sense. You're doing it for them.
But it's the same thing.
You're doing it for them and their future.
It doesn't matter. I'm still going to be very much present. The reason why I'm out the house is because of your dumbass mother that decided to fuck up. But look, I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to step out. But I'm going to give you a beautiful excuse so that you don't get the trauma.
Doesn't erase the fact that you
let me ask you a question. Né? Since you guys talk about kids and all that. Né? Your partner fucks up. Né?
You defended that one.
So now, if you leave, like you're saying in the marriage, né? Your kids will think or perceive it as you abandoning them.
No, they're not.
Mamela.
Askis, okay, let me let you talk.
This man is in a spirit of arguing without even knowing what the question is.
Okay, let me let you talk.
I'm so fatally questioned.
Okay, let him talk.
This is funny.
So the question is, right? But it doesn't matter how you perceive it. You built a home and you're removing yourself out of the equation. To a certain extent, that's abandonment. Whether you have valid reasons or not, right? So the question,
leaving them behind.
The question now is, né? You're gonna leave a kid with that feeling of abandonment, né? Do you tell them the real reason of why you are leaving, or you're still gonna protect the image of your wife so your kids do not perceive her in bad lighting, or you're like, you know what, fuck it. They must know why I'm leaving.
I'm not telling them.
That's why I've said protection.
I don't need them to look at their mother in a certain way.
I'm going to protect
as much as the mother fucked up, I still need them, the kids to respect the mother.
That's what I said, to say I'm going to protect them.
And I beg to differ. I'll tell them the truth.
When they are of an age that they are able to take it.
Like you abandoned
but at the stage, if let's say
definitely
they are still underage.
Then definitely.
No, I'll tell them.
But you didn't answer the question. In your case, what would you do in a situation now where now this particular partner of yours has cheated on you? Fine, you have children. What are you gonna do? On your immediate knowledge.
We were just speaking about now we're using culture or tradition. I'll follow the same practice. Meaning I'll bring the elders.
But you just found out now. You are in the house with her. You just found out now. What are you going to say?
What you mean what I'm going to say?
No, not what are you going to say. What are you going to do? Like, you just found out now that baby girl has
What's his next move?
Has been
That's
cheated.
what I'm saying.
No, are you going to leave? You're not going to leave.
It depends, bro.
On what?
There's a lot of things that can. What if you got Teben? Spanish sikara, everything. Kasiri, I'm gonna pack up, go to Joburg, okay, kai. Or now there's a whole lot that comes into. You don't just make a decision based. One of the most difficult questions to answer is what ifs, because now you don't get a full context of what's happening.
But guys, this is a what if question for all of us.
Né? But that's what I'm telling you. That's what my steps would be. As to the detailed parts of it, it's difficult to answer. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna stay. It depends what the context, the situation is at that point of time. I understand? Because no Kirika, I'm packing up and going back home. Okay. It's not economical for me to travel between home and work or this and that. There's a whole lot into
That's why we're saying there's a lot to consider.
No, I move out. There's
Way
one car.
You see, that's the technical side of it. Bro.
But that's what I'm saying.
But those are the things that you need to consider before you leave. You don't just walk out of the grocery store.
But if the situation is a grocery store, get him the fuck out of there. But anyway,
Nakhala, there's one car. Are you leaving the car behind or are you taking it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are now delving more into like the technical side of things. Obviously,
those are
that
all the
is
things
going
that you
to
need
be
to consider.
Nah, but now we are going to paint many scenarios.
Okay,
I just literally painted a scenario where you are able to afford. Your job just literally made you say, I mean, you got a job offer that was going to be able to allow you to go and see your kids on a weekend basis, but you're based in Durban. You said yes, you take the offer.
It's a job. I'm not leaving them behind.
But you are not going to be present. It's the same thing.
I'm doing it for them.
But then
They're going to enjoy.
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
But look, they can still enjoy even when you guys are separated.
When the kids grow up, they're going to say, knowing very well.
But it's about now weekend.
Yeah, they no longer live the same.
But how do they know? Because I've not told them why I left. It's going to be, I just said,
They're going to see you. Remember, at some point, you're going to let them come to see where you stay.
I'm going to see them every weekend.
But they're going to see how you live. And it's not the same life that they're living.
Nah, bro, that's why I get everything. It's fine. Hey.
We're becoming technical.
You are both becoming technical. Now you guys are sending me on a wild goose chase. But anyway, Street Squad, give us your opinion on how you'd actually just go about this whole, cheating scandal. Obviously we've painted a picture that is for both men and women, girls and boys. But we are closing off. Was there anything else that you guys maybe just wanted to touch on before we bid our goodbyes?
Nothing.
Nothing. Kagiso? Nothing.
Nada.
Thank you very much for tuning in. You are watching Global Streetz Live. We're for the streets. We come at you. We're with you always and forever. And we are out of here.